Good Labor Day weekend, everybody. My name is Bart Winkler, Bart Winkler Show. Our Badger insider, Tim Shea, is here driving home from the Badger game in his car, but was at the Badger game. So, yeah, you know what? There was a lot going on this weekend, so why not do a, Labor Day edition of the pod? This is coming out Sunday night. Maybe you're getting it Monday. Maybe you never hear it. Sunday sucked because I woke up at 9 a.m. And on Monday morning, I'll be done working at 9 a.m. You might, maybe I'll have you send me a text to wake up because I got the DA show on Monday.
I actually will be sleeping.
You have off on Labor Day.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I was going through, like my vacation because I only have just a couple days since I went back. They wouldn't allow me to pay back what they paid me out. What I accrued.
You got paid out.
So I got paid out for what I accrued. It was only like 20 hours. But I just, it's 20 hours. That's almost 3 days.
Yeah.
So I really have to be careful with my, vacation. So I decided I will be working Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holidays, the Thursday, Friday. So I'm like, I'll take off this one. And then, so basically I will be working, all the way through Christmas.
Wow.
So yeah. So
unless you find another job for 2 weeks and then go back.
Screw you. I do have off on Monday. So unfortunately I will not be sending you a text, but I'll be up early still because I would still want to be like kind of on that schedule. So
sure.
So I will be up early and I will make sure to take a listen.
Well, thank you. A couple other things I wanted to get out there before we talk some Badgers. The Happy Place Hemp Bort code is good through Labor Day, so it's good on Monday. The Bort code, Bart still gets you 25% off gummies and the THC stuff and the CBD and whatever you need. That I will be taking on Sunday night, the nighttime ones for sure to help me go to sleep.
Yeah, what time will you go to bed?
Well, I want to watch LSU Florida State.
Thank God that's not on ESPN.
Oh, we can talk about that. And then I don't know. I have a fantasy draft. Now every night through Wednesday.
Okay.
With all the leagues I'm in. But yeah, I'll take one, fall asleep, get up. Happy Place Hemp. The promo code BORT gets you 30% off anything. And then they add in the sampler pack of the now 50 milligram Delta 8s. So they've put a little more in there, and you can enjoy those. That is free with the promo code BORT. Also, I do want to push and get more people in this. I think we're getting close to 50. I'd like to get around 100. The Splash Sports Survivor Pool. Splashsports.com/Winkler. It's a $20 Survivor pool, and I got a $5 week one pick'em pool.
I saw that. Now, are you going to do that every week? Like week 1, week 2, week 3, or just week 1?
Well, week 1 for sure, and then I'll see how many people want to do it week 2. Great. Sounds like you approve.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
We're in a dead zone. Okay.
Was I breaking up there?
Yeah, we're fine. All right. We can talk Badgers, but I want people to know this is now a Colorado Buffaloes podcast. I don't know how much you saw that, but it was amazing. Dion was amazing. I don't know how. It was so obvious. Like, I should have put so much money on that. Of course they were going to win. Dion has never not come through. And so, of course, this guy took a helicopter to play in a football game and a playoff game for baseball in the same day. This guy has hosted SNL. This guy's a Hall of Famer. He's got his number retired all over the place. He was retired for 4 years, came back into football with the Ravens, wore number 37 because he was 37, had a bunch of picks. The guy took Jackson State to a whole new level, took HBCUs to a whole new level, and now, of course, they were going to go into TCU and win. So this is a Colorado podcast.
I mean, they should be ranked number 1. He said that yesterday.
Yeah, they should. They should.
You know what? you know what? They won one game last year, and they were lucky to win that. I mean, talk about a turnaround of turnarounds. So, good for him. They play Nebraska next week. We all know what Nebraska's going to do. They're going to cough that up somehow. So, I see them starting out at least 2-0. Then they play another non-conference game, and then they get in. Let's see how they do against the USCs and the Oregons. Would you like to put a little money on that? Those two.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
On a neutral site, what would the spread be between Colorado and Wisconsin right now?
Woo.
Colorado's a 2.5-point favorite against Nebraska.
You know what? Honestly, probably a push.
Yeah, I think a pick 'em.
A pick 'em? That's a great question.
So that'll lead us into Wisconsin as they won 38-17. And okay, I think the takeaways are pretty common. This air raid offense did not materialize. Now, a lot of that changes if Skylar Bell catches that ball. Okay. That was a good pass from Mordecai.
I was on the field for that. That happened right in front of me.
Oh, I mean, it was a perfect throw. And time slowed down too. It was so crazy. But he dropped that. Would have been 6. And I think then the Badgers were trying and there's all this stuff. And Mordecai to me looks like Brett Favre if Favre wasn't good. And he looked fine, but he had a couple picks, right? Couple picks. And it was Ches Malusi, 13 for 157, 2 scores. Braylon Allen, 17 for 141. And this was against Buffalo, who sucks. So I don't know. As Tim's video is cutting in and out. As Big Badger. See, this is the problem. This is why people don't. At least when King Barry was in charge, people didn't want to talk bad about the Badgers because Barry Alvarez listened to every single thing that was happening. And so if you talked bad about the Badgers, you would not get access to the Badgers. Now, I'm not even sure if that's 100% true or not, but I like to pretend it is.
Listen.
Talk about the Badgers.
Listen. Yeah, I get it. The air raid offense wasn't there. But, and I don't know what you just said before, but going that 4-receiver, 5-receiver set opens up the running game for Malusi, for Braylon Allen. Instead of going against 8, 9, 10 men boxes. So, did it work? Did the passing game work? No, that's a work in progress. That will happen, but they're still going to stick to what they're
still going to stick to what?
Stick to who Wisconsin is. Sorry.
You can't make me laugh. I got a bad cough.
For some reason, my brother keeps calling, and I no.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, someone's calling me, so.
Oh.
So they'll just stick with it. They're fine. Again, they're not going to get – the whole point of this offense was not to get away from the run. He said that. Luke Fickell had said that they're still going to run the ball. Hell, they almost ran for 400 yards yesterday. So I'm not worried. There'll be this game coming up this weekend against Washington State. That's going to be a good test. It's going to be a good test to see where they are defensively. Defensively, they didn't play well either. You didn't get shut. You didn't shut them down like a Wisconsin defense should do. So.
Yeah, but they got to win.
They did. I mean,
they got to beat Washington State.
Yes, I know. Well, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. Washington State put up 50 points this weekend.
They did. They beat Colorado State. They doubled them up.
So
whatever kinks are being worked out, it's college football. It's a 4-team playoff. We want to win the Big Ten West, but we can. There's a sneak away. The schedule's easy. Don't be classic Badgers and lose one of these winnable games early. Don't fuck yourself over.
don't overthink it. Do what you need to do to win these games, and then you'll get the Iowa. Iowa looked a little improved this, so far. Ohio State didn't look all that good. Don't let that score fool you. Purdue
lost.
They lost to Fresno State. I thought that was going to be a trap game, but now watching how they lost to Fresno. So just don't throw up all over yourself going into the Iowa game. You should be 5-0 going into that Iowa game, and then 7-0 going into the Ohio State game. And Brett Bielema pulled a rabbit out of his ass. They should have lost.
In Illinois.
So the Badgers should be undefeated going into their 2 big games, and we'll see what happens.
Was the Camp Randall experience different? We heard a lot that Camp Randall was going to be a different experience.
Yes. So I saw on Twitter and heard rumblings that people were bitching about it was too loud. They were.
They came back from a commercial break and Taylor Swift was the loudest. I mean, it was blaring.
They were playing music up until the snap count for Buffalo, which I know there might be a rule about that, but they were pushing the limits. I thought it was great. You had people complaining for the last 3 years how quiet it was in there and the atmosphere was down. So listen, they hired this new company to come in and help them. They're blaring the music. They changed the entrance video, the song, to get people pumped up. I mean, they're on it right away. On third downs, they're right away. After second down, they're blasting music up until pretty much the snap. So it's one or the other. People decide. If you want it to be boring in there, they can go back to the same way it was. But I liked how it was. The speakers were unbelievable. The bass was up. So
how was my student section?
Student section was full. Your student section was full. I don't know if it's always the first game of the year, but the jump around, hits a little different on the first game. So it was rocking in there. So they gave away free bucket hats. You give away free shit, people will show up.
I've never covered a Badger game, which I've never been able to have the joy of putting a cup of water on the press box row and then taking video of it shaking. I've never had that joy.
You got to do that. You got to try that. Maybe you could get in, with your podcast.
The podcast, as long as I say the right things. CBS Sports Radio, maybe. I also work Saturdays starting next week, so I got to work.
There you go.
No, next Saturday. Next Saturday, I do CBS. Then as soon as I'm done, I got to get in my car and get to the Steve.
Oh.
So I'm not going to be able to watch the Badger game next week because Forward Madison has a game.
So you're telling me the soccer game is butting up with the Badger game?
Yeah, they did. I thought they might move it, but they didn't.
Oh, wow. Well, it's on the road, so.
Yeah.
The Badgers.
I wonder if I have to do an announcement from, where do they play? Washington State.
Yeah. Pullman.
Yeah, why do I know it's Pullman? I wanted to say Pullman.
Frankly, I thought the game was going to be in Seattle.
An announcement from Pullman Stadium. The Wisconsin Badgers have just allowed a 90-yard touchdown. Washington State Cougars 27, Wisconsin 13.
Are you concerned with the Badgers defense that they gave up so many yards and a couple touchdowns, or is that a work in progress too? Because
I would have liked a more convincing win. I know they won by 30 or 17 or whatever, 21.
20 and 24.
But I would have liked to the first half, it's okay, what is this? Why are we punting in plus territory? That punt. What the hell?
Two things. A, don't blink or you'll miss, a series. Boy, they were going fast at times. Number two, the Bluebirds came out when they punted. That was That was a little eye raising. That Bluebirds came out in the first half. So
this is Big Dick Fick, dude. I don't need punts.
I know. They introduced his family after the first drive. Got a big round of applause. All his kids on the field. So
those kids go to Arrowhead or some shit.
Arrowhead, no.
Or Madison Edgewood or something.
I was gonna say probably, yeah. Madison Edgewood or Wanakee. They're pretty. But I'll take it. I like it. It's different. The atmosphere was great. Too loud for some. Should shake my head at
Tim
that.
with a massive eye roll on the Dan Schani YouTube stream. Oof.
Well, listen, if you're going to bitch about how dead it was in there last year and the years prior, and now bitch that it's too loud and the volume's up too high.
Did you stop on the highway?
No, I pulled over. I think my phone was going in and out, so I wanted to get a good.
Oh, well, I can get you back on the road.
Oh, you're fine. I got to stop at a Quick Trip anyway.
Are you in Cottage Grove? You're in Cottage Grove.
One of many that you pass on the way.
You're in Cottage Grove.
Yes. How did you know?
Because I know the drive now, man. You can go that Quick Trip. The first one, you got to go all the way around, but then there's another Quick Trip 2 blocks down.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so you know.
And
there's any restaurant you want now. They pumped a lot of money into that street.
We stayed there at that hotel right off the freeway there.
The Comfort Suites?
Yeah, we stayed there last year.
Oh.
So.
What'd you do last night or Saturday night?
Come on, it's the first game. Everybody's out. Everybody's happy. Football's back. Bars are bitching. Some of them that have a Spectrum that can't get certain games.
Yeah, the Spectrum ESPN thing.
They need to fix it soon because
they might not. Spectrum is trying to change the way that TV works. What these big TV companies want to do now is they're like, we're tired of losing money. So we not only want to not pay all this money, we want you to sign up for Spectrum, which will give you access to Disney Plus and Hulu and Max. They want you to use the streamers through them, and they're going to use this ESPN battle. Hey, I got DirecTV.
I mean, I have Spectrum. Monday Night Football's right around the corner. Don't forget, every wild card game for the MLB playoffs is on ESPN or ESPN2. So,
yeah, and you couldn't on Sunday morning watch U.S. lose to Lithuania on ESPN2.
Exactly. So figure it out, or else I'll be one of the guys going over back to AT&T.
Oof.
Or DirecTV.
In your apartment?
How much do you pay?
How much do I pay? Way too much.
Yeah, I think everybody pays way too much. Maybe I'll go to YouTube TV, but then I lose Bally's.
So my bill went up because I was on a $50 off credit.
Yeah.
And it went up, so I called, and she's like, let me see what we can do here. All you have to do, they know what they can do, but they draw it out to make sure that, one, they don't have to take as many calls because they can use this as a break. And two, she's finding my deal. Then she's like, well, I found where you can get $40 off. Oh, really? You can't give me $50? But I'm just like, whatever, just give it to me.
Oh, another thing about the Badger game, by the way, let me rewind.
I lied and said I had 2 kids.
Jeez.
Because I've already told DirecTV. I've already told them I lost my job. They keep notes of this. I already told them I lost my job. I already told them we have a kid. I already told them all this. So now I introduced a second fake kid and said we just put her in daycare.
Tell the dad girl. Tell him you got long COVID.
I might. I'm coughing a lot.
Real quickly to go back to the Badgers, the atmosphere. They also changed the run out song when they take the field. It's no longer U2.
Well, what is it?
It's not really a song. They play a video with dramatic music in the background. They used the same video, some of the clips, and then they added some new stuff. And then they did a thing on Like they had like TVs, like 20 TVs saying Luke Fickell's been announced as a head coach. You know, like ESPN and Fox Sports, and who knows? You could have been on there. Then they, show a little like pump up video, and then the PA announcer came on and said, "Welcome to a new era of Badger football. Here come the Badgers," and then they come running out. So they're changing everything. So.
Well, they got to win. They got to win Saturday. Otherwise, none of this shit matters.
I know. Last year it was week 2 versus Washington State, and the season was over. I remember you texting me being like, well, that's a waste of a season.
Yeah.
But the people will say, well, everything's still in front of them. They still have the Big Ten. They still, you know what? A loss may hurt, but they still might have a chance. If they beat Ohio State.
I don't like that we're so focused on a loss. We're the Wisconsin GD Badgers.
If they do lose next week and run the table, they could play Ohio State twice, probably once, and then Michigan in the Big Ten championship game. I'm just saying, it's not, a loss next week will not be killer if they run the table.
It's Tim Shea, beautiful Cottage Grove. Drive safe. And Jesus.
Go Brewers too.
Go Brewers. Talk about that later.
Yeah. You need to go and go Brewers. Thank you, Cincinnati.